The ocean's vast expanse holds countless secrets, much like the countless ships that have met their demise beneath its waves. Today, we turn our attention to the lesser-known stories of naval vessels that have vanished without a trace or been left behind, shrouded in mystery. Join us as we explore these forgotten giants and uncover the gripping narratives that surround them. Our journey begins with the USS Helena, a name that echoes with both triumph and tragedy in the annals of the US Navy. This formidable ship proudly served during World War II, playing a pivotal role in the Pacific theater. Its primary mission was the vital task of escorting and protecting merchant ships, ensuring the safe passage of crucial supplies to the war-torn regions. On one fateful day in 1943, the Helena encountered a lurking threat, an enemy submarine. In an intense battle that unfolded beneath the waves, the submarine emerged victorious, sinking the escort carrier. Despite valiant efforts, only 162 sailors emerged alive from the wreckage. Among the casualties was Lieutenant Commander John D. Ramage, whose body would later be discovered near the ship's bell. His remains were interred at Arlington National Cemetery, a solemn reminder of the sacrifices made during the war. But the Helena story doesn't end there. Remarkably, another ship would bear the same name and live up to the legacy of its predecessor. The new Helena would go on to serve with distinction, even earning 2 prestigious battle stars for its role in the Korean War. Now let's set our sights on the USS Cyclops, a coal-fired transport ship that played a significant role during the early years of the 20th century. Commissioned in 1904, this giant steamed between the United States and the Philippines, transporting essential troops and supplies. However, its fate would take a dramatic turn during its final voyage. On March 1918, while sailing from Rio de Janeiro to Salvador, Brazil, the Cyclops mysteriously disappeared. Theories abound regarding its disappearance, with some suggesting it may have struck a hidden reef, while others believe it succumbed to heavy seas. What adds to the enigma is that no distress signal was received, leaving behind a web of unanswered questions. The Cyclops was declared overdue and a search was initiated, but the efforts proved futile. The ship and its 300-plus crew were never found, leaving their fate an enduring mystery. Shifting our focus to the murky depths of the Bermuda Triangle, we encounter the USS a mysterious seaplane tender that vanished without a trace in 1941. The Pomfret had a peculiar role, housing and maintaining seaplane aircraft used for scouting and patrol missions. However, on December 27th of that year, it was scheduled to rendezvous with a nearby aircraft carrier, the USS Wasp, when disaster struck. During a violent storm, the Pomfret encountered rough seas and high winds. As the night wore on, it sent out a chilling SOS signal indicating that it was in grave danger. Tragically, this would be the last communication anyone would receive from the ship. A search was launched, but it yielded no results. And to this day, neither the Pomfret nor its crew has been found. Some speculate that the storm may have caused the ship to sink, while others suggest it could have been lost amidst the treacherous waters of the Bermuda Triangle. Now let's turn our attention to the USS Indianapolis, a heavy cruiser that became entangled in one of the most harrowing survival stories of World War II. After successfully completing its mission in the Pacific, the Indianapolis set course for the Philippines on July 1945. But fate had a sinister twist in store. On July 30th, the ship was struck by 2 torpedoes fired by a Japanese submarine, leading to its swift sinking. Miraculously, nearly 900 sailors survived the initial attack. However, what followed was a horrifying ordeal. The survivors found themselves in the shark-infested waters of the Pacific without proper life rafts, or enough lifeboats. The situation was dire and desperate measures were taken. Many resorted to drinking salt water, hoping to stave off dehydration. Others bravely shared their lifebuoys with the elderly and women aboard. Tragically, those who couldn't swim or refused to drink seawater perished within 3 days. Only a handful of survivors were eventually located by a military aircraft, but many others lost their lives to the elements and the relentless sharks. This harrowing tale of survival against all odds serves as a stark reminder of the unforgiving nature of the sea. From the depths of the ocean, we now shift our focus to a vessel that found itself grounded in a most unexpected location, the USS Cod. This versatile submarine had a distinguished career, spanning from the 1920s to the 1940s, serving as both a fish-hunting submarine and a training vessel for the US Navy. However, its story took an unusual turn during its final voyage. On May 1944, the Cod, along with 2 other submarines, ventured into the frigid waters of the Arctic. Their mission was to lay submarine cables for the establishment of a radio communications network. But fate intervened. The Cod, under the command of Lieutenant Commander James B. Cana, became trapped under a thick layer of ice. The crew found themselves frozen in place, unable to proceed further. With dwindling food supplies, they sent out a distress signal, prompting a daring rescue mission. A Coast Guardsman named Bernard Weber and his 3 comrades embarked on a perilous journey through the treacherous waters to reach the stranded sailors. Miraculously, they successfully rescued 29 crew members from the frozen vessel. Though some injuries, the rescue operation was deemed a remarkable feat of human endurance and bravery. Now let's turn our attention to a more recent incident involving the USS Tripoli, a landing ship that was decommissioned in 1991. This vessel had played a significant role during the Gulf War, deploying thousands of troops and equipment to the war-torn region. Following its service in the Gulf, the Tripoli was slated for scrapping, but not before it would make one final journey. In October 1991, as it was being towed to a shipyard for demolition, the Tripoli encountered Hurricane Grace. The ship was caught off guard and tossed around like a toy in the raging waters. It managed to survive the storm, but was subsequently abandoned due to fears of collapse. The 460-foot-long hulk of the Tripoli was left adrift, posing a hazard to navigation. A tugboat attempted to secure it, but the strong winds and heavy seas caused the Tripoli to snap in half. The once proud vessel was now scattered across the coast of North Carolina, leaving behind a trail of debris and unanswered questions. Our exploration of forgotten giants brings us to the USS LST-325, an amphibious transport ship that has transcended its military origins to become a living testament to history. Commissioned in 1943, this sturdy vessel played a pivotal role in the Normandy invasion, ferrying troops and equipment to the battle-hardened shores of France. After its wartime service, the LST-325 was decommissioned in 1946. Remarkably, it was reactivated during the Vietnam War, continuing its legacy of amphibious warfare. Finally, it was retired in 1990, sailing for the last time to its final port of call, Evansville, Indiana. Here it stands proudly on display at the USS LST-325 Museum, open to the public for tours. Visitors can step aboard and explore the ship's 5 decks, each telling a story of bravery, sacrifice, and resilience. It truly serves as a tangible link to the past, allowing visitors to experience a piece of living history firsthand. In conclusion, our journey through the untold stories of forgotten US military ships has been nothing short of enlightening. From the heroic tales of the USS Helena and the mysterious disappearance of the USS Cyclops, to the harrowing ordeal of the US Indianapolis and the incredible rescue mission of the USS Cod, Each vessel has a story that deserves to be remembered and honored. These ships are not merely relics of the past, but vessels that carried with them the hopes, dreams, and sacrifices of the men and women who served aboard them. They embody the spirit of adventure, courage, and resilience that has defined America's maritime heritage. So as we bid farewell to these forgotten giants, let us take a moment to remember the countless sailors who dedicated their lives to serving their country aboard these very ships. Their stories shall forever be etched in the annals of naval history, reminding us of the bravery that has sailed the seas.